Hi, welcome to my channel, Seeking Illumination. So I have here some crafts I'm working on. I'm trying to start an online business. I'm sure I said that in a prior video, but I just wanted to show you kind of like an update about what's going on, what I'm doing, and stuff like that. I posted this on my personal Instagram account, but to everybody who has not seen it yet, I have a chest here. I'm going to make it into a manifestation box. I've been having some problems with manifesting, and kind of wanted to dedicate it to my spirit guide because he's been leading me down my path and kind of helping me manifest and be a better manifester and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do with it is I was going to carve some symbols. We'll burn some symbols onto it. I'm going to sketch them out. I'm also working on runes. So they're like really small. And I have a bag of them too, so I can make more. They're just for practice right now, but I'm going to probably sell my first rune set, my first or second one, on my Etsy store at a discounted price. So there's that. And I have here some clay, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. Probably make some spiritual tools. I'm not sure yet. Still kind of playing around with that. But this was like the main reason I wanted to share with you. It's called a shield. It's a personal shield. It comes from a Native American tradition or whatever, but I wanted to share with you because I believe that this is a great way to heal and also be spiritual and be and have that like expression of like artistic expression, soul expression, and just spiritual expression. I think it's a great way to do that. So for number one, it's called Paradise. This one's Paradise Lost. This is Paradise Regained. This is My Quest. And then a Renewed Vision. So this one's new. I just added this like in December. I added that. I have yet to color it, but the first picture symbolizes like nature and like feeling. Okay, so you can make this on any situation that you have that kind of shows a before and after of when you were happy, and then something that happened to kind of make you spiral downward. And this could be about anything. For me, I chose my childhood because a lot of my childhood was very traumatic. I've seen a lot of people getting hurt. I've seen domestic violence. I've seen acts of violence. I've seen a lot of stuff a kid shouldn't see. And also part of that was I died at the age of 2. I don't want to go into that in this video, but it kind of shows like where I was happiest, like my happy spot, my happy area. There was a bunch of trees by our apartment complex, and I would always walk down there. I don't remember what age I was, but I want to say I was at least maybe 6. I'm not sure. But there's a bunch of trees, and I just felt like this is when I noticed, looking back now, like maybe not when I was first experiencing this, but as I look back on it, I feel like this was where I felt my most pagan, my most witchy, my most spiritual. It was probably the area I picked up my spirit guide to, or maybe he's always been with me, but I've noticed that's where I first noticed a very benevolent presence in nature. So that's where I first experienced something that felt like God. And every morning, between the times of maybe 5:30 to 6 in the morning, I would get up and I would go outside and walk around until the sun rose up. I would walk barefoot in the dewy grass, and that's why there's like wet spots or wet areas on the grass. And the purple heart, I don't remember what that symbolized. Maybe my spiritual lightheartedness. And the portal in the tree is where fairies and stuff come out. So I feel like this was when I was my most innocent, my most pure, my most spiritual. Excuse me. And apples are a symbol of love. So this was like when I felt my best. And then the Paradise Lost was when I experienced pretty much. This was when I found out that the world was not safe. Not just from this, but through domestic violence. Also, when I went to go visit my grove of trees that I usually did, one morning I stumbled on a group of boys. And I could already tell by their energy, like I can sense, one of my gifts is I could sense energy. And like looking, like when I looked at them, it was like hitting a brick wall. I just stood and stared. I knew that these kids were not good kids. Just by looking at them, I just knew. I could feel their energy, that they did not have good intentions for me. So I was just trying to make conversation. Because there was nowhere for me to run. There was like 5 or 6 boys there. So I, like, where am I supposed to go? So I was just trying to escape the situation by being myself, by being friendly, by being really nice, really kind. I tried to be like the kindest I could be, and hoping that they would leave me alone at the very least. But I remember being knocked down, squirted at by squirt guns, and one of the boys jumped on my stomach to the point where I had stomach problems. I couldn't go to. I missed a lot of school because my stomach. I would get like really bad stomach pain. And even to this day, if someone touches my stomach acts like it has a mind of its own, and it sucks itself in, like it's scared of getting hurt again. It's not as bad as it used to be, but plus Paradise Lost also symbolizes the day I lost my magic. So when I was a kid, I found magic wherever I could find it, even if it wasn't something real. Like back in the day, I used to think Pokemon were real, and I had a logical big brother, and I'm kind of glad he poked holes in that for me, because it was fake. You don't want your kid sister believing in stuff that doesn't really exist. So that's pretty much. I don't want to blame it on Christianity, but a lot of the things I believed in were kind of told weren't real or didn't exist. Like I felt like I was being told that I could not think for myself. Like I'm not smart enough. I can't trust my own self. So that automatically meant look towards the Bible, look towards the pastor, look towards my big brother, who obviously has more insight than me. You know what I mean? So it taught me a lot of things, and that's another reason why I put Paradise Lost and how I envision that. Also, I've also went through a lot of fake friendships in my past, in my childhood, friends who were no good for me. So it also represents betrayal and stuff like that too. So, and then Paradise Regained. I regained paradise when I moved away from my hometown of Bakersfield, California. Sorry, I got called into work early, so I'm trying to get this I'm trying to speed this along a little bit. So I regained paradise in 2012 when I had a spiritual awakening. I'll go through that in another video. But I do want to tell you that this is like the moment. This was the time where I had hope. I left Christianity behind, and I welcomed my more pagan, witchy roots to take form. And that's why you see the dragon. And I kind of found God again. I say found God again because when I left Bakersfield, I felt like God had left me. And I had to ask God, like, if my path isn't right, if it's not wrong to be gay, if it's not wrong to be a witch or pagan or whatever, then just leave me. Where am I supposed to be? And that kind of that kind of tells you that, like, that's when I've experienced God, and God has in his hands a little heart. And I built a castle in my heart, symbolically speaking, of course, and across is a moat, or a river, I guess, and I guess it could be a moat if it goes through that and goes around the castle and you just can't see it. But the bridge is there for hope, to symbolize hope. The door is closed, showing that I'm still hiding, but the lights are on, so there's still hope. And the dragon is keeping watch over my castle. So that's that. And then my quest is to, part 1 of my quest is to hone my spiritual gifts and talents. Number 2 is to speak kindly and to receive others with acceptance and love and an open heart. Well, technically, this is more about communication, but this one also represents a heart on fire and with like a passionate heart that receives everybody. But I also have the hands here because I've seen a lot of domestic violence. So that just reminded me that I want to treat people. I want people to see my hands and not think of anything harmful, but something loving, something that will love and accept them as they are. And then a renewed vision, which is something I just barely created for myself. If you look, there's, it spells out knowledge. And there's a snake, a sickle, a crystal ball, a candle, a hagstone, a feather, a dagger, a potion, elements for fire, water, air, earth. And then there's the sun and moon on both sides, and a palm with the Ouija board symbol. And then I also have my rising, which is, I have my, my sun sign, which is Taurus. My my rising sign, which is Virgo, and my moon sign, which is Capricorn. So I have those, and it's just a book of knowledge. It just represents that I'm trying my best to spread knowledge and seek wisdom as much as I can, and using it for good, I guess you could say. I mean, none of us are perfect, but we got to try, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with slipping up or, I have no problem with curses. I believe that there's a necessity for them. I just don't like when people just curse people at random, just over little things. I think curses should be, if you're going to do them, you should, really, really think about it. Make sure it's not out of retaliation. And make sure that your heart is coming from a somewhat good place, even if it means that you're seeking justice. At least that's still coming from a right place. You don't want to see people getting away with things that they deserve to occur, I guess. Like I heard someone else in another video, she was saying, like, it's like a curse is like someone throwing a ball in your field, like, with the intention to hit you with it, and really all you're doing is getting a baseball bat and hitting it into their field, or pretty much sending it back. And I do agree with that too. That makes a lot of sense. But this is a shield. Native Americans usually make these, and they'll put it on they'll put it on skins and hang it up, and they'll like hang like feathers and stuff from it. This felt like more for me. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm up to, things you can see, things that you can see in my shop, as well as something that you can do at home. With that, I hope you guys have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I love you with all my heart, and I really hope to see you next time.